All right, everybody, welcome. I hope you are having an amazing Valentine's Day. I bet most people are watching this on Rewind, but hey, I got nothing else to do. Why don't we be right here for Valentine's Day? So I hope everybody's taking care, having a great one. Please, if you have a question, comment, link it down below. If you're watching this video, you found us on a search or recommended every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. I'm live for about an hour. Today's probably going to be a little shorter with it being Valentine's Day. We answer your cord cutting related questions. Our goal here is to help you get the most out of your cord cutting experience by helping you answer the most common questions related to cord cutting. So today, let's get in and get this started. Hello, Teresa. Good to see you here. I'm going to quickly share this on our social media so everybody can find us. More people are piling in here quicker than I thought they would. That is a good thing. All right, let me just publish. Colin, Gary, Raymond, Tom, Howard, Lon Chaney, Eddie, everybody. I'm butchering names. I know it. I'm sorry. Hello again from California. It's great to see you here. All right. So now I can jump into my admin console and we're going to get this show on the road, my friends. Maybe. YouTube's being crazy. There we go. How come whenever you try to do something, it always causes trouble? Never works the way you want it to when you need it to work. Murphy's Law, right? Something like that. All right, now I can see the chat again. All right, hey Luke, I should upgrade my Fire Stick to an Android box for better viewing experience. Well, you can. The Fire TV Stick, I know a lot of people have been changing, getting a Chromecast or a supplemental device because YouTube was dropped on it. If you want to do that, it's not a bad idea. A lot of, there's the My Box and the Android TV. The NVIDIA Shield's a very powerful one. I highly recommend, so keep that in mind. But yeah, so get whatever you think is best for you. Will Hulu get Hallmark Channel on more sports channels? Maybe, but when you add more channels, you're going to add more cost. There's always a balance with that. Luke, have you been watching the Olympics? A little bit. Watched a little bit of figure skating last night. Been kind of busy week. There's been a lot happening. And just haven't got to watch a lot of Olympics. What's everybody been watching? More importantly, what service have you been watching the Olympics on? Leave me a comment. I'd love to know what everybody's watching the Olympics on. Using Hulu, Fubo, DirecTV Now, etc. Raymond asks, is it Huffington Post owned by Verizon? Yes, the Huffington Post is part of AOL, which is owned by Verizon. It's a few steps away, but that is a good point to remember that the Huffington Post is owned by Verizon. Colin, I haven't seen any recent updates on Fubo or on YouTube TV coming to Amazon devices, but if I do, I'll make sure to post about it. All right, Goosey, you say you have a question? Just post in the comments. You don't need to raise your hand. In YouTube TV, is there supposed to be a thumbnail when fast forward? I believe it depends on the player. Some players have it, some players do not. I don't think most of the streaming ones have it, or the like Apple TV, Fire TV, or Android TV, Roku. Hello, Air TV is down on iOS devices. Just called customer service. It's widespread. Any word on when DVR functionality is coming to the Air TV? Not that I've heard of at this moment. DirecTV Now is bringing, or Sling TV is bringing DVR to the Air TV, but it's coming in the near future. We'll have to wait and see. If I hear anything that I can say, I'll be all over it. Luke, is it kind of ironic that in Verizon company basic cord cutters? Not kind of a little bit. I will say Verizon Fios has been incredibly supportive of cord cutters. They've even bought ad space in cord cutters news. So this may just be a reporter who didn't do a lot of research. But it does raise an honest question. You know, a lot of these news organizations that bash cord cutting end up having some type of ties to a pay TV service. People, a little bit of everything out there. Mikey says they're YouTube TV's adding channels, but NBA TV and MLB TV are not there yet. Yeah, I don't think I've seen them live yet. They say they're coming, but it wasn't necessarily today that they may go live. What services offer local TV but not at a high cost? Goosey, Fubo, Hulu, YouTube, DirecTV Now, etc. All offer locals. My recommendation: take advantage of the free trial, see which one fits you the best. Honestly, though, if you want your locals, ABC and everything, you don't want to pay a lot of money, the best thing to do, Goosey, is to get an antenna. Sometimes people forget about that. An antenna can, on average, according to Tableau CEO, gives about 30 channels to most Americans. So get an antenna, see if that works for you before you pay money if all you want is your locals. All right, finally got high-speed internet. Welcome, Kevin. Have heard of the new 4G LTE home base? Yeah, so AT&T and others are prepping up and bring out more home base ones to offer a home internet service. Look for wireless home internet to become really big in the next year or two. Any feedback with DirecTV Now if you can watch recorded shows from the beginning while they're still being recorded? I think so, John. Can somebody, I can't remember. It's been a while since I tried that. And the DirecTV Now beta, if a show's been recorded, can you go restart it from the beginning? Somebody let me know. Paul asks, when is ESPN Plus, the new $5 streaming service from ESPN, going to start? Sometime in the spring. I would probably say closer to April than it is March, but we'll have to wait and see. What platform can I get a game called Minecraft? Really? I mean, any computer there, Zane. I'm not really a gaming channel here. Sorry. Luke, do you think it's strange that Spectrum won't discuss their new gigabyte internet service over their support chat? Let's be honest. Most chat agents don't really know a lot about a lot. They're very nice people, but you probably don't want to try to base your buying decision off of what a chat agent will say. They have a habit of just saying anything they think will get you off the line, because I think most support agents are paid by how quickly they turn them over. So keep that in mind. Goosey asks, is an HD home run a way I can watch an antenna on the go? Yeah, so HD home run is one option. You need a media server to really get full use out of that. If you're not running a media PC or a PC you can run into a media server, for example. Tableau DVR is another option out there. Sling now has one with their Air TV that doesn't require a central network out there, so keep that in mind. Remy asks, would LTE home base be prone to throttling? It could. I'm not familiar with LTE home base. 5G is really what we're hoping out there because it's less likely to, they say it won't suffer from the same throttling issues that 4G is. 5G is rolling out starting this year. A couple markets already live. More come out later this year. And 2018, you should start seeing it flood out. Can I use PlexPass without my computer behind? Yes, you can use PlexPass to access the PlexPass content without having a media server, but you won't be able to access the content on that media server if you're not having it on. Eddie says best DVR service. So the 3 DVRs, I'm assuming you're asking Eddie for over-the-air TV with an antenna. The 3 DVRs I recommend is a Tableau DVR, a TiVo DVR, and a Channel Master DVR. Now, if you're running a media server already with like Plex or something like that, it changes a little bit. You may want to look at like a Plex DVR option. I do prefer the Plex DVR over the HD Home Run. You can use an HD Home Run with the Plex DVR. So that would be my recommendation. If that wasn't what you're asking, let me know, Eddie. DirecTV Now saying all customers will be switched to DirecTV Now by the end of the year. Do you agree? Kevin, DirecTV Now is not saying that. I don't know where you heard that, but DirecTV is not moving all subscribers to DirecTV Now. They do intend to launch a DirecTV Now home-centric version towards the end of this year. We'll have to wait and see exactly what that will look like. But is DirecTV Now in the long-term scheme things taking in consideration that streaming is the future? Yeah, they are. Will it be by the end of the year? No, it will not. Norm Guy says ESPN's $5 service will not carry any of the mainstream content. Well, we don't know exactly what it is they'll carry. They will carry collegiate sports, NBA, MLB, some other stuff. We did just learn that ESPN's new streaming service will carry every Major League Soccer game, which some people are like, oh, Major League Soccer. But Major League Soccer has got a very fast-growing following here in the United States. Maybe not enough to air every single game on ESPN, but if you're a Major League Soccer fan, now $5 a month, you can get every game you want. So ESPN Plus may not be for everybody, but keep it in mind. What TV should I get if I were to get a new one? One thing I would recommend, Zane, for a new TV, if you're looking at streaming and cord cutting on getting a smart TV, there's 3 brands. I would recommend getting an Android TV, a Roku TV, or a Fire TV. Those are the mid-price point ones. Roku has some higher-end Roku TVs coming out later this year. Those are the ones I recommend because I trust that Google, Amazon, and Roku will continue to update their OS. Smart TVs in the past have had a history of just not updating, but Roku has been very good about updating their content even after the TV's been out for a few years. So questions, comments, keep it coming. If you have not followed us on Facebook and Twitter, I would really appreciate it. Especially in Twitter, we're almost at 20,000 subscribers there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We post all kinds of videos here, reviews, tips, tricks, and first looks. We would appreciate your support there. Also check out CordCuttersNews.com. That's CordCuttersNews.com. I'll put a link to it down below to our site. There you can find every day, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day, we're posting all kinds of great cord cutting news, tips, tricks, and services out there. All right, finally got an NVIDIA Shield. Any advice to get the most out of it? I do have an OTA antenna. So one of the things I recommend, NVIDIA Shield is a very powerful streaming player. They got a lot of content. Go into the Google Play Store and just start trying things. There are tons of apps out there. A lot of them are free. Like Twitch, even if you don't like gaming, they're starting to bring a lot of non-gaming content there. It's now owned by Amazon. Just kind of go through it. Take advantage of the free trials there. There are a lot of different free trials that you can use and like try out DirecTV Now once, or excuse me, you have Android TV. Check out YouTube TV, Sling, PlayStation Vue, etc. Take advantage of it all is my recommendation. Don't be afraid to hop around and try out services before you settle, like, this is the best one for me. Luke, it seems like Crackle is still updating the library. Yes, Crackle is updating their library almost every week now, so yeah. Robert says, I hear Verizon's Gold 90 stream services may be ending. Yeah, the CEO all but confirmed that. I have a story about it over at CordCuttersNews.com if you want to read about it in more detail. Effectively, what Verizon's doing is they've closed their deal to buy Verizon, or Verizon's bought Yahoo, excuse me. It's been a long, long day today, so I apologize. Probably shouldn't be doing these at 8 o'clock Eastern after a full day of work. Basically, what's happening is Verizon said they're going to move the content on Go90 to other platforms. It sounds like it's going to Yahoo. And it's not a bad idea. Verizon, the Go90 brand isn't well known to many people, but Yahoo is. So using the Yahoo brand name for most people is a much better fit for them for a free streaming service. So look for the idea of Go90 to continue, where they'll bring more free content out there, but just not call it Go90. For example, Verizon has pushed all their NFL content. They're promoting it as now a Yahoo deal, because Yahoo has Yahoo has a ton of brand recognition, and Verizon's trying to cash in on that. Kurt, I don't understand. You say you returned an NVIDIA Shield because your OTA shows were buffering. Switching Apple TV, no buffering. NVIDIA Shield technically is a much faster, more powerful streaming player than Apple TV. How were you getting your over-the-air TV stations on the NVIDIA Shield? I don't understand your statement there that one device had buffering, the other did not. Luke, first, really enjoy your tips. Thank you, Tim. I use YouTube TV and love it. Do you expect them to continue offering current subscribers a $35 playing when adding channels. From everything I've read, yes, the $35. If you subscribe now, you'll get a month. You have a month to subscribe. You will get to keep the $35 price, subject to maybe change later, and it will at some point go up in the future. Maybe not. But new subscribers are guaranteed to go up next month. So yeah, if you've been thinking about getting YouTube TV and you haven't, I would do it now. Kurt, if your HD home run is buffering on the Android TV but not the Apple TV, I'm not sure why. It really should not have any issues out there with it, to be honest with you. It shouldn't be any different. The software is the same. The connection is the same. I can't really explain that. I've not experienced that. So I would say the problem there has to be something with your Wi-Fi, the setup, or the configuration. Question: are IPTV services illegal? Well, I mean, in theory, everything like Sling TV is technically an IPTV service, but the reality is that like Sling doesn't market themselves as an IPTV service. Typically, services out there that use the term IPTV, I would say, need to be looked at with an extra grain of caution. I don't want to paint them all with a broad brush because I don't know what service you're talking about. But as with all things, I would encourage you to apply the recommendation that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So keep that in mind. So keep those questions coming. If I haven't answered it, re-ask it down here. Which would you rather have, an Apple TV or a Sony? Well, that depends. If you buy 90% of your content on iTunes, I would get an Apple TV because that's really the only place you can watch most of that content. If you don't buy your content on iTunes, I wouldn't recommend getting an Apple TV. Sony does have run Android TV, so you're going to have access to a lot of content there, but you won't get full access to iTunes, for example. So you really need to more ask yourself is how do I want to get my content? And then ask which device supports that. Is Sling TV owned by Dish? Yes, Sling TV is owned by Dish, and DirecTV Now is owned by AT&T. Do you think DirecTV Now will charge for the DVR feature? Probably. There was already that email that went out where it showed the DVR feature as its own item line on the billing statement. So I would expect it. The question is, will it be like, hey, here's 20 hours for free. You can buy additional hours. Will it all be included? We'll have to wait and see. G Saber, I hope I pronounced that right. Which streaming service offers the best traditional cable channel lineup? This will be the only way I can convince the wife to cancel cable. Hey, G Saber, that really depends on what you want. There are a lot of live TV streaming services, all offer different things. Here's my recommendation. Sit down with your wife and make a list of what channels you want. So say, hey, hon, give me the 10 channels you have to have. Is it, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, the Weather Channel, etc. Just write them down. Then go to cordcuttersnews.com. Cordcuttersnews.com. Click on the live TV guide at the top of the site. That's cordcuttersnews.com, live TV guide. And there it will show you like, hey, the Discovery Channel is on all these services. The History Channel is on all these services. The list goes on and on. So that's my number one way I recommend doing that. My number two recommendation for you, if your wife is cautious about this, figure out which service offers the channels you want at the price you want, and then go and subscribe to it. Take advantage of the free trial they offer. Unplug the cable box for a week and try it out. And it gives your wife a little bit of a cushion there. I usually say it takes about 2 weeks for a new cord cutter to find all the stuff they want. That your wife may need to spend a week or two to discover it. And having the cable still there when you're doing this allows you to have a little bit of time to slowly get into the new cord cutting realm without having to make it like a cold turkey thing. One of the worst things I tell anybody who's a new cord cutter, don't cold turkey this. Buy your streaming player, get your antenna, test out different streaming services before you make the jump and become a cord cutter. That will make a much smoother transition into being a cord cutter. So keep that in mind. Will Yahoo Streaming offer a standalone app like Facebook and so forth? Probably, Raymond. Probably. We'll have to wait and see how this all plans out. Remember, Go90 is not dead yet. It's still there. Just the CEO has basically said it won't be in the future. If you have a dead zone, how much more will an extender help? For Wi-Fi networks, if you have a dead zone, try and get a more powerful Wi-Fi router, like a Netgear Nighthawk, one of the higher end ones. And maybe look at a mesh Wi-Fi network, like the Google Wi-Fi one. There's a few others. I did a review. Go to Core Cards News and click on reviews. I have one recently I did. Those Wi-Fi mesh networks, I would recommend over a standard Wi-Fi extender. So dead spots weak Wi-Fi is the #1 reason of buffering for streaming services. A lot of people like to blame other people out there. But keep in mind that when buffering happens, 9 times out of 10, the first reason behind it is a bad or weak Wi-Fi connection. Robert says he's not being able to post on the website. Robert, can you tell me what is preventing you from posting on the website? Let me know. Is it the comments? Is it the new Q&A system? Let me know what you're struggling with there. Hey Luke, I'm back. Not sure if you remember me. Hello Johnson, it's good to see you back. But I signed up for YouTube TV. Now I have DirecTV Now and YouTube TV for the DVR. Do you personally think it's worth paying the extra premium for the DVR? You know, it all depends on who you are and what you want. You know, ask yourself, am I getting the use out of this that justifies it to me? I can't answer a question that asks, do you think it's getting everything, if it's getting what you want? Because that's really a personal decision. All right. Robert, I don't understand where you say it says remove address and try again. Where exactly are you? You're on corecardsnews.com. Where are you trying to post? I don't understand. Are you trying to leave a comment? Are you trying to post in our Q&A? Tell me more. I need more details exactly what you're doing that you're having trouble. Because there's many different places where you could be trying to post. You could be using the contact us and they will all have different answers on what's happening. Luke, what router would you recommend for 100 down and 10 up? Pretty much every router out there will work. So just to be honest, the question is what Wi-Fi, how big is your home? If you have an apartment, you know, you don't need a very powerful Wi-Fi router. The thing I would recommend is look at the AC standard. For a Wi-Fi router, I won't lie, I've been a big fan of Netgear. That's the ones I personally buy in my home and use, so keep that in mind. So, but past that, ask yourself, if you have a bigger home, get a more powerful router. Just make sure it has the AC standard for it. Robert, I don't understand. You say you're not able to post in the YouTube chat, but I'm seeing you post in the YouTube chat right here. It's likely that you're including some information that the YouTube auto moderators are banning. You said something about remove your address. If you're trying to post personal information, email, etc., it will automatically ban that. It's not something Core Cards News does. It's something that YouTube now does. They have an automated moderate system to protect you. You really don't want to be posting your personal information, if I read your comment correctly. So, hey, have been a fan for a while, and I just got this new service called Hey, thanks, but I think that's an ad. DirecTV Now and Apple TV via Ethernet seems to work flawlessly. Yeah, you know, it really depends on your, everything. It should all work. DirecTV Now on my Roku works flawlessly. DirecTV Now on my Fire TV works flawlessly. I have a strong Wi-Fi network. All right. Hey, Luke, have you heard anything new on the Viacom-CBS merger? The last thing we heard that Viacom and CBS are still in talks to possibly merge again. So they used to be merged, and then they broke up, and now, in the face of cord cutting, they're talking about merging again. That they formed committees. I gotta love big companies. They formed a committee to go there and talk about having a merger again. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, hey, tons of people here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Every Wednesday for about an hour. Today may be a little bit short because of Valentine's Day. I'm on here live answering core cutting questions. We do all kinds of other shows throughout the week, Q&As, how-to guides, all kinds of other stuff. Also, over at corecardsnews.com, we post 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes more stories a day, all about the world of cord cutting. So check that out, corecardsnews.com, and keep that in mind. Luke, what is Congress trying to do with net neutrality and rural broadband? Well, Congress has several bills, several to bring back net neutrality. The Senate has enough votes to make that a thing that they're going to vote on probably in the next month or two to bring back net neutrality. But more importantly, I think in the ones that are much more exciting right now, because net neutrality is net neutrality, we know what that is. What is interesting is the rural broadband. FCC is dumping $2 billion with a B dollars into expand rural broadband, and there's several other bills. For instance, a bill that would require all new roads with federal funding to also run a pipe of fiber through them. So next time that they that anyone could tap into. So next time they do some rural road work in a rural city that gets federal funding, they will have fiber out there. So a lot of interesting things happening. I'm keeping a close eye on it. Keep an eye on the site. We will be posting when we learn more. Thomas says, SpaceX and their low, what do you think of SpaceX and their low orbit satellite internet? Will it be more, bring more people to cord cutting as well as 5G? Yes. So 5G, the SpaceX low Earth orbit satellites and all those other wireless internet services will be huge for cord cutting. A few reasons. A, bring high-speed internet to more people, which is great. More importantly, though, it's going to bring more competition. Right now, most Americans have cable and DSL, and that's it. Some may have a third option. Soon, when 5G and these other, we're going to call them wireless internet services for the home, come out, you may have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 options in the next 4 or 5 years for home internet. What happens when there's competition? Prices come down. Stupid things like data caps get the kick, and they have to compete. Right now, let's be honest, cable and DSL don't really compete. They don't really give a care about you as a customer. When they have competition, they're going to give a care about you as a customer. So keep that in mind that, that is important. Now, 5G internet's rolling out this year. The SpaceX low Earth orbit satellite is coming out later this year. Things are coming. Things are growing. Probably by 2020, over half the United States, according to everybody I talked to, will have multiple 5G internet providers for their home. So keep an eye on that. I'm very excited about the future of cord cutting and the future of home internet. So, and again, watch Cord Cutters News. I'll be posting about when we learn more. All right. Johnson says on YouTube TV, how do I access the guide? What device are you using, Johnson? Because on like Apple TV, Roku, and Android TV, there's just a tab right there for it. It's not a full-fledged guide. It doesn't go that far into the future, but it gives you a look forward on what's coming forward. Let me pull up on my phone real quick. I'm not really sure what it looks like on your phone for a traditional guide. Yeah, here we go. It is. But it's a little bit different than if you're looking at it on your phone, right here, it's the live tab is the guide. It's not like the TV. It doesn't have a traditional guide like you would see in the Roku version, which you can see in the video I posted here. But it is there, kinda, a guide. Luke, have you heard anything about Viacom's plans to release its own streaming service? Yes, Colin, I have a story about it. Sounds like they're looking at launching an ad-supported streaming service. Likely very similar to the CW service, which posts content for free. Well, there's that 30-minute cutoff. But it requires you to watch an ad to watch it. So it'll be interesting. Raymond says, Luke, New York State and Montana found a loophole with the regulatory ISPs. Will this affect other states on the road? No, I mean, here's the reality. So it's not really a loophole. Raymond or New York, Montana, I think Washington's looking at it too, are passing net neutrality bills. If most states do that, it's great. There's nothing loophole-ish about that. It's just the law. One thing people need to remember is states are effectively their own countries and can do a lot of their own things. So if a majority of states do it, yeah, they would likely have a ripple effect that ISPs would just say, well, if 90% of states are doing it, the other 10% will just do it there too. So keep that in mind. Mule says, hi Luke, any recommendations for channels to load on my Roku Premiere Plus? Since the last Roku update, I've had an intermittent trouble with my Roku. I did add a SD card. Well, Mule, I'm not sure what problems you're having. I'll need more details about your issues with your Roku, but Roku channels to try out, free ones, News On for great local news, Pluto TV, highly recommended free service, the CW and the CW Seeds. CW Seeds a really cool one. All the Whose Line Is It Anyway shows and all kinds of other ones out there. A couple others I would recommend, just kind of go through it and check it out. There's so much content out there. Red Bull, I mean, I could go on forever and ever, but there's a few I would recommend checking out right off the top of my head. Tableau and Crackle for free movies too. I would, all right, good evening there, Craig. Good to see you here. Late is better than never. All right, everybody, keep those questions coming. I'm probably going to do about 10 more minutes here, and then it's Valentine's Day, so we'll make this week about a 40-minute show. I'll make up for it with maybe a special show later. But today, we're going to do about 40 minutes. Why is Philo taking so long to release an Android app? I believe Android is live on Philo. They told me it was. I would lie. I haven't tested it out, so I'll look into it. Why are they taking so long? You know, I don't understand. I don't understand live TV streaming services. They ignore the most popular devices. For every one Apple device on the market, there is like 50 Android devices. It's just the reality. Android devices far outsell the Apple device. Apple can say, well, our one phone versus a single phone of Android, you know, the iPhone versus the LG phone or the iPhone versus the Pixel. Yeah, the iPhone outsells them head to head. But when you look at the pictures, Android's a whole, iPhone's smaller. Same thing with streaming players. Roku, 50% of the US market sales are Roku players. iPhones, 14 to 20%, depending on who you talk to, or Apple TVs. So the, you know, I do not understand for the life of me why you would release on Apple products but not on Android or Roku. If you're a business and you're looking to sell devices, or you're looking to sell services, you should be on the devices that have the most support out there. Is it bad to be on Apple? No, it's good to be on Apple. You should be on Apple, but you shouldn't make out. If my thing, if you're a business person, you should be on the devices with the most users. That's my rant. I don't understand streaming services that don't practice basic business tenets. Peter says, new to CoreCon. Thanks for the tips, Luke. Peter, welcome. Hopefully we're helping you. Hang out. Check out CoreCarsNews.com. Yeah, Johnson, the iPhone is a great device. But when you look at the number of people who own iPhones versus Androids, and you want to make money, you should be on Android. It's just the reality of it. How does a built-in Roku on a TV like TCL compare to a standalone Roku? Very well, very comparable. Roku Premiere is very similar to a Roku TV. So I would say nowadays, if you buy a 2018 version of the Roku TVs, you would see no difference from a Roku Ultra. You know, Bill, I'm really not sure about that. I don't know the answer to your question. I have over 200 channels in my Roku Ultra. Yeah, Terry, you really shouldn't have problems. What you may find, though, Terry, if you have 200 channels on a Roku and you don't have an SD card in it, you may discover that the channels you don't use a lot will be deleted to make room. Then the next time you try to use it, it will auto-load and start to reinstall it for you and pick up exactly where it came out. Keep your login details, etc. If you have a Roku, like a Roku Ultra or one of the ones with a SD memory card, I recommend getting an SD memory card if you're going to put 200 Roku channels. I don't think most people out there are installing 200 Roku channels, so just keep that in mind. Hey, I'm going to play a quick ad. Some of you seeing it, some of you are not. Hang tight. Yeah, Terry, if you have it, I would highly recommend. Has Hulu said anything about adding live to the Hulu app on Android? Colin, I'll look into that for you. I'll get back to you. So 5 more minutes. One quick thing here. If you have not, please follow us on Twitter. Please follow us on YouTube. If you could do me a big favor, if you are not following us on YouTube, we are almost at 20,000 YouTube or Twitter subscribers. And on YouTube, we're getting close to another milestone there. But please take a minute at Core Cars News. just go to twitter.com/CoreCardsNews. Hit that follow button. I would really appreciate it. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers there. I would love to get 20,000 followers. And hey, if you don't follow us here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We do all kinds of videos, weekly ads like this every week. I would really appreciate your support in that. And help us hit that 20,000 on Twitter. It would be a huge help. Do you think Silicon Dust will ever make a Roku app? There is no technical reason they couldn't. They will try to tell you there isn't, but you look at, Nintendo Direct, their Clearstream TV stick works on Roku. You look at Tableau DVRs, they work on Roku. I could keep going. There's plenty of other services that work on Roku that stream live TV from Nintendo. So it's possible. Would it take some effort on Nintendo Direct or on HD Home Run, Silicon Dust Support? Sure, but it could happen. When will 5G internet be coming to Charter Spectrum? So Charter Spectrum is testing 5G. They're actually testing it in my old hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'll keep an eye on that. When something goes private, I may make a trip up to see the old parents and try out their 5G service. They're already doing it. I think it's 5 or 6 markets across the United States are live right now. Probably in a year, they'll have a bunch more live. So keep an eye on that. Thank you, Johnson. Really appreciate that. I appreciate that follow on Twitter. And Matthew, whoever that, if you're here and you're watching this and you just follow me on Twitter, thank you. All right. Hey, last call for questions. If you have a question you would like to get answered, let me know. I would really appreciate that. Why does PlayStation View not allow you to view out of home? Because their contract doesn't allow it. You can view PlayStation View out of home on a mobile device on some channels, not all. Hulu has the same thing. On the mobile, you can watch it out of home network. Hulu, pretty much everything, I believe, could be viewed out of home network on your phone. But your streaming player cannot. Very annoying for me because with Hulu, I hate the fact that my out of market, if I take my Roku to Michigan to see family for a week and I want to watch on-demand Hulu, traditional Hulu, that's also blocked if you're a Hulu Live subscriber. So that's just annoying. It's contractual issues. It's a contract. They have a contract. Doesn't allow them to do it. It costs more money, so they don't do it. So keep that in mind. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate all those follows. Hulu does not have a traditional guide on Roku yet. They are rolling it out and kind of adding more out there. None of the streaming devices have an official full traditional guide, but they say it's coming. Teresa, have a great Thanksgiving. What? I gotta stop working so late. Have a great Valentine's Day. Cord card t-shirts? Maybe someday. Maybe someday. I do have more cord card mugs coming. I'm gonna get a few more of those. We'll see. I may have a giveaway next weekend. I don't know. Check the site. Next weekend giveaway. Maybe a cord carding mug. Probably a cord card mug will be involved. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so DirecTV Now, Sling TV, YouTube TV, all kinds of others will allow you, Fubo TV, to stream out of market. So if you take your Roku, your Fire TV, your Apple TV, take it with you to your cottage or your parents' house or wherever, you will be able to stream that service. HBO and Hulu and PlayStation View do not. All right, everybody, I think I'm going to call this. It's been about 40 minutes since we went live. I really appreciate everybody's support. It's Valentine's Day, so I hope you're all having a good day. Please be safe. Please go out there. And again, I would really appreciate if you would follow us on Twitter at CoreCardsNews. Help push us over that line of getting 20,000 subscribers. Less than about I think we were around 40 subscribers needed to make that happen. So thank you, everybody. Take care. Happy Valentine's Day. Next week, I'll be right here. Keep an eye on the site. Giveaway hint next weekend. Check the site if you want to get a chance to win some cool stuff. Thanks, everybody. Take care. I will see you next week.